Hello and welcome to the Be Formless Flow Driven CEO podcast, where I'm welcoming all the way from Buckinghamshire in the UK, Mohammed Shoib. Welcome to the show, Mohammed.
Thank you so much, B. We finally made it happen,
Yeah, we
and
finally
I'm
did.
grateful that you've called me on. Thank
Uh,
you.
I'm grateful too. For someone who's had 2 hours sleep, does not drink coffee, you are living the founder entrepreneur dream, right? I mean,
I mean, it's a
seriously,
start.
I'm gonna just
There's
check.
many more days like this.
Yeah, totally right. I'm going to check your energy levels right now. What would
Okay.
you say they are out of 10 right now?
Right now, I'd say I'm a good 7.5.
Okay, well,
I'm
let's
a
see
good
what you are.
7.5.
Yeah, well, let's see what you are at the end of the pod. I'm going to check in again
Hopefully, it's 10.
because I want to lift your energy levels up by at least a point to get you into Monday because it's Monday morning for you in the UK. And when I said to
Yes.
you, why have you only had 2 hours sleep? You're like, I've been dealing with IT and, you're in the grind of that startup mode, but I'm hoping you do actually ensure you have some active recovery later today and finish earlier to set yourself up for the week because it is not healthy to only have 2 hours sleep.
Agreed, but I've had sleepless nights, man. I've had sleepless nights where I've continued with my day. So this is better than sleepless nights.
Yeah, well, we'll
So
talk about
let's
we can have a session about that separately in terms of ensuring that you. But let's get into it because you have been on quite the journey. So you have been in research mode on your business for, 5 years or so, and in the last 12 months have actually now since launched the company. And so you are in full startup mode, about to launch some new products. You're the founder you're the founder and director of Charged AI. And when I checked out your website, I was really, I was quite fascinated by it all. And I loved where you were taking the business and the brand, my brand experience is coming out. But essentially, Charged AI, it's a legal tech platform designed to make the justice system legible, humane, and actually useful. Your focus is on translating complex criminal justice pathways into the clear next steps so real people can move forward with confidence. And as the founder and director, and I know you said you've got a business partner as well, Mohammed, you blend what I understand as patience, values-led leadership with practical product leaps so that you listen, you simplify, and then you put the next component of it into execution so that progress compounds without the drama because we don't need drama, right? And from what I understand, you've also said it's a purpose, it's purpose as a system, dignity by design, and information into action. But the bit
Yes.
I loved the most in terms of when you booked in for the pod was when I asked you what's one unique insight or lived experience when it comes to life leadership and or business, and you said patience, hard work,
hmm
obviously working on a
hmm
Sunday the way you did, and faith will help you achieve any goal in life. Leadership isn't
Perfect.
just being able to direct people, but to build relationships and be understanding. So thoughtful and oh so humble. Tell us about your journey. Like, what were you doing previously to this? How did you get into this? Is it a lived experience that's made you go, I need to sort this big
A
problem
bit of
out?
both. A bit of both. By profession, I'm a legal consultant in the criminal sector in the UK. I work alongside exclusively one law firm. They're like top 20 in the UK for criminal law. Um, I've been in since 2021. I've been doing criminal law, so helping people. Uh, and in when I freshly started in 2021 as a paralegal, I came across this one client. He was charged with theft from an employer,
Mm,
and when I was on the phone to him, he was very jolly at the start. And then there's the sentencing guidelines that lawyers use when they're advising you as to what potential outcome could happen, a worst case scenario, best case scenario. And the sentencing guidelines are also what judges use when they're sentencing you as a guideline. I was going through the sentencing guidelines with him, and I bear in mind this kid, he was about 18 years old. When I told him he's looking at 26 to 36 weeks in custody, boom, boom,
yeah.
boom. I could hear his heart beat over the phone. And then I had a clear path for him where he wouldn't need to serve prison because he had a lot of mitigating factors supporting him getting a suspended sentence. And a suspended sentence is when you are given a custodial sentence, but it's suspended for um, period of time. I don't know if you have that in
We have
Australia, but
parole.
if
We
you
have parole. So like you might get like a 4 year jail term with 2 years like 2 years parole or however. Yeah.
so suspended is okay, you on the record you are given a custodial. However, okay, you're given 12 months custodial, but it's suspended for 18. Meaning in those 18 months, you cannot commit a crime on the outside. If you do, they'll reactivate your sentence and then you go inside. So once I told him that, life come back into him. And then I went home and I've done some research to see how many more people are there just like
Mm.
him, lost, confused, overwhelmed. And that year, I believe it was the records showed about 6 million offenses that had occurred or crimes that had occurred in the UK that year. And ever since, up until now, it's just been increasing in the millions. Then I've done some research. 93.6% of people stated that they would conduct their own research, even if they had solicitors, and 88.5% of those said that they would use the internet. Now that's where the issue is, the internet. Though it has a wealth of information, but often that information is either time consuming, complex, or too confusing for a layperson to understand or interpret. That's when I thought of Charged AI, a platform that gives you access to information that is efficient, reliable, and easy to understand, streamlining access to justice.
And I love the name because it's so quite literal, charged. You're being charged with a
Yeah.
criminal offense and basically it's quite literally helping you navigate through the system, if I understand that
Mhm.
correctly.
Ideally, what we do is when a client or a consumer comes onto the platform, we take the generic details, for example, male, gender, age, and location. Now, location doesn't mean your street number, just the city that you're in. And then we'd ask you what offense you've allegedly committed. And then we'd ask you tailored questions to that offense, like questions that matter. It's not so we're taking scattered information and making use of it, and then we give you your likelihood sentence. Our AI takes that and assesses it in accordance to the sentencing guidelines and says, based on your information, you're looking at this and this. But because you've got more mitigating factors, you're looking at the lower end, or because you've got more aggravating factors, you're looking at the upper end. And then we assess your legal aid eligibility. I don't know if you know what legal aid is, V.
No, but I sort of do, but I'll get you to explain it to the audience because like
Le-
yeah, you're best off to explain it and remind me as well.
le- Legal aid is the UK's version of legal aid. Oh, well, it's in the
Oh,
term
sorry. Yes.
where you have to meet a threshold in order to be funded by the government. So we do the eligibility test for you. So there's two tests. There's the interest of justice, which means that there needs to be a possibility of you going into prison for your offense. And then the second one is financial threshold. So as we've got the magistrates court and the Crown Court, it varies a lot. So in the magistrates, it's about 12,475 um pounds that you need to be earning a year. And in the Crown Court, I believe it's like 30 to 33, maybe a bit more. Um, and then the final step is getting you in contact with law firms that are local to you and national. And you can filter this based on location, expertise, Google ratings, etc.
So is this for low socioeconomic, like people that can't afford, like, or don't even know where to start? Like, when you talk about legal aid and things like that, like, is this a step in between, like, like what you were saying around the guy you were talking to who he was feeling quite jolly and then you highlighted to him the facts? And you were just talking before around this is like it's almost like the spectrum, right, of this is what it could look like or this is what it could look like to give them then
Mhm.
the guidance of their of the way forward.
Ideally, yes. We want to be like in the next 5 years, we want to be the first point of contact, right? So you come onto our platform, you research your offense, right? As I said, we've got more tools coming out that would assist you to research even more, and it's all verified data, and then get you in contact with vetted law firms.
Yeah, amazing.
Not so we have a scheme in the UK called Duty. Now, Duty is a free solicitor that you're given on the day. So every day there's a different law firm that is duty in that local area. So it's like an obligation they have to do it. So there's like a rota that they follow. Now, duty, sometimes it's not the firm of choice. You have the choice of rejection, like rejecting it, but some people in time of need end up going with law firms that don't really care for them,
And
and
that's
they're stuck, and
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 yeah.
it's the harsh truth. There are situations where people just care about the money and not the person, and I want to be the aid that puts you in contact with people that really care about your case. And you're not just a number, you're a human.
I love it. That's a humane piece, and I love that you're putting the human in aid, right? In the legal age, like it's interesting that you've got AI, creating this, well, working with you to create this platform. Is anyone else doing this? Like, is this first to market in terms of?
Yes. In the UK, yes. There's nothing like this in the UK that can help you, AI that helps you better understand your sentence, do your legal aid eligibility test, and put you in contact with law firms. But we also have like we don't only support the clients, we also support law firms as well. So it's B2B and B2C as well. So for law firms, we are a means of advertisement, as well as having tools that assist their day-to-day dealings and make their life easier. Rather than just focusing on admin work, we can do that admin work within minutes.
It's
Yeah.
quite a brilliant idea. And the fact that you've been working on this for 5 years, given your backgrounds in legal aid, like how did you, like your business partner, tell me a bit about that. Like, were they, like, did you kind of, 5 years ago, did you in your wildest dreams think that you were going to be building an AI platform? Like it's clearly an AI native company, right? Like, how did that bit come together? Because here you are talking about the humane aspect, and
Mhm.
yet you've got this machine robot and you're in true collaboration with it.
It was difficult. At first, I spent 3 years just focusing on research, just research, ensuring I've got the right things, I've got the right data. And then I worked with several developers in the beginning. Some majority of them ended up going left. It didn't go the way that I anticipated it to go. And then I got in contact with my business partner. My business partner is based in Qatar. Now he was the financial aid. So previously, the developers that I was working with as sweat equity
Yeah.
because I never had money at that time because I was a paralegal. I wasn't making no money. Most of my money was going on bills and food. So they ended up messing me around. And then I got in contact with my business partner, who is originally from the UK. And he's just business enthusiastic, right? And I spoke to him and he fell in love with the concept. And he goes, you know what? Before we can get any investors on, we need a product. I will fund it. And then he put money towards it, which was like it was reassuring that somebody actually believes
Believes
in
in
what
you. Yeah,
I've been.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're working, and he put me in contact with a team of, I think it was about 12, 15 guys that, you know, done the initial um web app, etc. And then we decided that it's better to get an in-house team. And then we hired our CTO, Rayan. So, and then
Amazing.
we hired marketing. And then here we are. We launched actually on February the 2nd. So
Just
it's not
recently.
been too long.
No,
Yeah.
not been
So
too long, and here you are working till like all hours of the night. How much, Mohammed? How much of what you have invented, if you like, is intuition, and how much of it is science? Like, you were on this mission for 3 years. You knew you were onto something. Like, but you had to prove it out. Like, was it a lot of gut instinct along the way? Like, were you just like, I know that there's nothing else in market like this. Like, like, were there any moments for you? Because I'm coming into the question around hard work, patience, and faith.
mhm, mhm.
Were you
A lot
try?
of times, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had mentors tell me it's not going to work. I've had family tell me you're wasting your time, focus on law. Focus on law, go, get your accreditation done and start your own law firm, etc. So when you start something new, people always don't have the same faith that you have. And I'm just grateful that I had my wife that supported me through everything. The moments where I feel stressed, she'd be like, look, it's okay, I got faith in you. And that's another key individual in my life that I owe my success to, you know.
Yeah.
So where I was beating myself, thinking, nah, it's not gonna work, she was there to reassure me and give me. There's this in Islam we call patience sabr and sabr,
How do
S-A-B-R,
yeah, okay.
sabr,
Yeah.
and God tests you. God tests you either in health, wealth, and other aspects of life. And it all just was coherent. What like everything was, patience, faith, everything. It fell into one thing. So I had faith in my God that I know He's gonna push me through this. And one day, because right now we're not successful. It's just the start, and I know deep down that it's gonna take me where I want to go. And a matter of fact, there was a big legal tech company that in 2024 offered us a huge sum to buy just the idea. And I can't say the company's name or the sum, um, but that also reassured me that if a big billion-dollar company is offering you this much, clearly there is
Something in this,
a
yeah.
demand.
Totally.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
yeah.
What about on the days like you've had 2 hours sleep? Here you are being interviewed by me, or we're having a conversation. I shouldn't use the word interview because we're having a
It's
conversation.
a conversation.
It's a
It's a conversation.
conversation, yeah, versus an
Yeah.
interview. Interviews are so serious. But like,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, I've come dressed like I'm in an
I know
interview,
you
but
look great. Like and you know what? I know the trick with men, they always wear a white shirt when they're tired, or like I know that guys have told me that when they're hungover, like I know the tricks, right? I know the tricks of the trade. It's like girls, we always wear like colored.
do you know what my trick was?
What?
My wife's skincare routine. Because I woke up, my eyes were puffy, so I just put her skincare routine, and now I
Well,
look good.
you look perfect. Like you look great. Like it's fine. But where I'm going with this question is, like I know when I've had limited sleep and sleepless nights, it's really hard
Mhm.
to pick yourself up and just especially when like you say you've only just launched the company, like you've got a lot still to prove with the business, but you're onto something.
Mhm.
Like, how hard is it for you to get out of bed on those days? Like, you've had 2 hours sleep. You messaged me saying, "Can you just give me an extra 5 minutes?" I'm like, "Yeah, no probs." Not knowing full well that
How
you've had
hard is it for me to, sorry, what?
how hard is it for you to get up on these days? Like, because I know that, like, what is it? What drives you? What gives you the? I mean, we've talked about faith, but like,
What drives me?
yeah.
It's just the want for success, the need for success.
And is it to prove
I've got a lot
everyone?
of people,
Or you keep,
yeah, I've got a lot of people to prove wrong. And that's just the sheer determination, you
but
know.
what about
So
yourself?
even
Like,
myself,
yeah, what are you wanting to prove to yourself from an inner perspective? Like, is there something in you? Because I used to seek that
uh,
validation. I used to seek the proof of, I need to show them, I need to prove to them. And then there just becomes this peace within yourself when you go, you know what? This isn't about proving it to everybody else. This is about me and the proof that
you know what?
I can do this.
My wife literally so on our launch day, I launched our promo video, and at first I was like, oh, it's not doing the numbers that I want it to do. And my wife goes, just be happy. Okay, you've come a long way, and just once again the patience thing, it will work. And then next day we wake up, it's got 500,000 views on TikTok. So um, and it's just I, with me, I just I know that it's gonna be okay. So there's nothing for me to prove just yet. It will be once I have reached my goal, then I will be satisfied. Right now, I'm just on go, 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 go mode.
Yeah,
So mainly it's just to prove my family and friends that I'm not that kid that was failing exams or I'm going somewhere.
yeah,
Just jump on the car ride and let's go together.
yeah. But don't you
Rather than you guys just watching me.
Yeah, but don't you think there's something about what it is that's kind of asking of you? Like, and I'm going deep here because I feel like we can, like, in terms of
Yeah.
you've got a beautiful wife who says just be happy. She's teaching you about presence. She's teaching you about patience.
Mhm.
And, here we are, and we're in this world where like we want to hit our goal, we want to chase success, we want to be successful, we want to prove everyone wrong because potentially we've failed through exams or
Mhm.
whatever. But what is it like inside of you? And I know this is deep for a Monday morning. What does success look like for inside of you? Like if you were just if like what does that look like? If you took out all the external, what would it
Mhm.
mean to you from the inside out?
Okay. There's a an answer that is based on money, and then there's an answer that's based on morality. Okay. The answer based on money is just financial freedom.
Yeah, totally
Okay.
I get
Being
that. Yeah,
able to give back
love it.
to my family. But the morality is to be able to help people. There's a lot of crazy stuff going around in the world, as we may be aware. And I want to be able to go to places and help the needy that don't have a voice, that can't make a change for themselves. You know how they say, if I had $1 billion, I will go change the world. That's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to help an orphan, help a widow, help somebody. Even if I help one person, I know I've helped.
There's your purpose.
So
There's your sole
it
purpose
is,
and your business purpose, and the abundance just follows. It's beautiful. I
yeah.
love hearing this because, like, hearing you say that, like financial freedom, but then you talk around this purpose, this deep purpose within you, and
Mhm.
the ability to translate that into a business and then transfer that out to the greater community. It's quite a profound.
It is. Look, unfortunately, we live in a time where people are chasing the wrong things. You
Mhm.
know, there's a lot of hate, but we need to remind ourselves that this world is big enough to share the love to.
So
You know,
true.
so
So true.
so
We went deep,
we
didn't we,
wanna.
Mohammed, in like less like, like tell me, I've got a
Yeah,
couple
it's too early. It's too early to be going deep, but yes, yes.
more.
Um, 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 you've woken me up. Energy levels have gone up.
Oh yeah, you look lifted. Tell me a couple of things. So you tell us a little bit about, let's go right back to charged AI and where you're at right now. So you're about to launch a few different products within the platform. Quickly tell us about what is next. Like you launched in February.
Mhm.
Are you in beta testing mode? What is the next product you're launching, or what is the next thing you're launching within the
So
business within the platform?
this was the beta. This was the beta. It was the basic version for consumers and law firms. So for consumers right now, all they have is a sentencing predictor and being able to track law firms. But we want to make that tracking law firms a bit better. We want to tweak a few bits. We are going to be launching the legal aid checker as well. So a legal aid assessor. We're
Amazing.
going to launch that. And then also a section for law. You can actually just type up your offense and actually read about it, relevant cases, etc. So case law. So we want to be a educational platform, not something that just makes money, but an educational platform.
Love
Um,
it.
and then for law firms, we are launching tools such as AI receptionist, AI document generator, and an AI transcriber to make their day-to-days easier. Because I'm in the legal field myself, I know when I was first starting, just to make a letter, it would take me half an hour, you
Yeah,
know.
crazy.
So admin work piles up, and especially in the legal aid field, because You work on volume of cases. So if my admin work is piling up, how much time am I going to be able to give the client directly? How much time am I actually going to spend on caring for the client, reading up on the documents, doing the research? It's more just writing letters. Okay, I've got this client. Okay, da, 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 da. So it's about actually making an impact.
Yeah, it's awesome. Tell me one final question for you. What do you well, actually I've got another one after this, just one, I promise.
Yes.
But tell me, what do you find is the most challenging as a leader in a startup business? So you and your business partner, like what is the most like if you think about where you were in corporate to where you are now, you're in the legal system, but like you're a leader, you're a director of the company, of your own company. What
Mhm.
is what would you say from a day-to-day perspective is the hardest or most challenging part of being a leader in a startup?
In a startup, it's making people listen and making people see the change that you can make. You know, at the start, it's very difficult, but once you start, it might be a gradual, very slow progression, but it would eventually work out. So right now, it's just convincing people. You know, um, we launched last week. No, was it last week? No, it's been about 2 weeks now.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I keep thinking it was last Monday. Um, we've already onboarded 7 law firms,
incredible.
and that's monumental for me
Yeah.
because they see what we are doing. But in order to reach our goal, we've reached out to people, we've got no's, we've got yeses. So it's it's the rejections that is very difficult, but however, they help me bounce back.
Yeah. I also
So
think
so
that's
they go hand in hand.
I agree. And I
They
also
go
think
hand in hand.
I think there's something also in efforting, hustle, push, 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 like back to your wife and that ability to be present, back to even what I was trying to get out of you when we got it out in terms of what your actual purpose was for the company
Mhm.
from internal, from the inside. And I think quite often it's back to that seeking the external validation. And, the more we try, the more we push, like versus just letting it flow the way it's meant to flow. And it's not just being, oh, it's just going to happen the way it's meant to. But do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a fine
You
line.
have to you have to put the work in. You have
You
to put
have
the
to put the
work in.
work
You
in.
can't just sit
Absolutely.
there. You know what they say, don't tie a camel and expect God to keep that camel still there. So it's a saying. So back in the Arabian Peninsula, back in the days, this was the saying that so make sure you tie your camel before going to sleep and not just wait on prayers for your camel to wake up, for you to wake up and for your camel to be there. So you have to, alongside prayer, you have to put the effort in.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
it's not just faith. God gives those that put in.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so
last,
yeah.
I like that a lot. Last question. You've had 2 hours sleep. There's something about setting yourself up for success for the start of the week. And Mondays is, the day like, I used to, I've done those many times where you just like, oh, I just work all weekend and, like, what are you going to do for yourself this week to kind of to
This week,
get back some of the because sleep isn't like a bank account. You can't just put the money back in
mm,
and like it all just gets flush again. How are you what are you going to do for yourself this week to give yourself some active recovery and just some time to um
go to the sauna.
I love it.
Can I go to the gym, go to the sauna,
Today.
and refreshing myself? But in general, today, every midday, I tend to have a midday nap. I
Oh, I
feel
love
like it's very important to have a midday nap. Because when you wake up from it, it's just energy, energy,
How
energy.
long do you sleep for?
Um, during midday, my midday nap, I'd say about hour, maybe hour and a half if I'm pushing it, enjoying the sleep.
Today you'll be like two
But
hours.
it's no, 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 no. It doesn't go over 2 hours because I've got deadlines to meet. Because alongside Charge Day, I'm still a legal consultant working on real cases that are active right now in the Crown Court. So. I've been balancing a lot of stuff as well as my IT company.
Mm.
So I've a serial entrepreneur, as they would say.
Yeah, gosh, I
But
didn't realize you had an
I
IT
don't.
company as well.
Sorry.
I didn't realize you had an IT company as well. Like, that's just we need to have our
Yeah.
wow, crazy,
Yeah.
incredible.
So I've got my hands in a lot of things. So
I love it.
um, ultimately, it's just my family that have given me the drive, like my uncles. So there's a deeper conversation for us to have next time as to why I went into the legal sector, my father going into prison, and how that shifted me as a man, I was only 5 when my dad went into prison, and he was given 26 years. So it was my dad's brothers ended up taking care of me. My mum was in Pakistan. So technically I was an orphan that was being looked after by my uncles. So they ensured that I had their best of best lives. They gave me a red carpet lifestyle. And then I had a phase in my life where I was broke. I was confused. I was lost. And and that's where faith got me out of a very, very dark place.
Yeah. Do you have a
So,
relationship with your
and
dad now? Like, is he still in jail or?
yeah. No, no, no. He came out when I was just about to go into uni, so about 16, 17. So in the UK, you don't serve the full 26 years. You tend to do half or two-thirds. So at the moment that he was sentenced, he was able to serve half of it, I believe. So he done about 13, 14 years and come out, yeah.
This is like part two of a part one conversation from your childhood. I knew there was something, and I tried to maybe I didn't ask deeper. I got
Try
you
to get it out.
purpose. I tried to get out of you, but I think because you've had 2 hours sleep and you're just getting energetic now, and I think that
As you said, it was you bringing the energy levels up that got me
yeah.
into a little
Yeah.
mindset.
Well,
So
let's
yeah,
do it. Let's
I,
do
I
it
mean
part one.
let's do a part one.
Yeah, let's do a part one.
No worries.
We'll do it in the next couple
Let's
of
do a part.
weeks. Mohammed, I'm going to
No,
let you go
definitely.
though because it is Monday morning for you, and I appreciate you've got a lot on, and we've had quite the deep chat. We got to purpose. We started when I was trying to ask questions, but I wasn't getting any very fast. I was like, okay, but then
Hopefully, hopefully next time I'm not on 2 hours sleep and we can get through it. Go deeper quicker.
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we can start with your childhood, so that would be an interesting conversation, and then
Definitely.
it's kind of the charge before the charge, if that makes sense, and how that's, informed a lot of your business and lived experience. Mohammed,
Definitely.
what would be one piece of advice for part two of our conversation, which we're having right now? What would be one piece of advice you would give? I'm gonna keep it free for you. What would be one piece of advice you would like to share as a final sign off
As
to
a- as
our
a-
chat?
Once again, if it's business, I can give business
You can
advice. If
it can
it's
be whatever you want it to be. It's life, leadership,
okay,
and or business, so it's all interconnected, whatever you want it to
stop
be.
overthinking. Stop overthinking because overthinking is the killer of all joys. It's the killer of dreams. It's the killer of passion, and it's the killer of success. Stop overthinking and go for what you dream of. If you've got a vision and if you've got a dream, go for it without, even if nobody's supporting you, one day there is going to be somebody that actually supports you and believes in your idea. So stop overthinking and go ahead with it.
Go for it. This is the year to do so too. Mohammed, thank you so much. It's we've gone deep. We're going to do a part one. So how do we find out more about Charged AI? How do we find out more about you?
You can follow us on our social media, TikTok and Instagram, which is charged_AI. You can follow my socials, which is SHUVIB on Instagram and TikTok, and I barely post on TikTok, but and then also the website www.chargedai.co.uk. Have a look, give me feedback, guys. I'd appreciate that.
Charge.co.
So yeah,
Charge.ai. What? Say that again. The website.
charged, CHARGED, AI.co.uk.
Yeah, okay, I'm just making sure I've got that right. Okay, awesome. Mohammed, I
And
have
then you can find me on
loved,
LinkedIn, Mohammed
yeah,
Shoib.
I love it. I've had such a great conversation with you, and I look forward
Thank you,
to
thank you.
our next one, the pre before this one. Thank you so much, and I wish you utmost success. And I have no doubt your success is going to come from
Thank you so much.
inside out. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Pete. I will speak to you soon
Yeah,
and just keep me posted.
yeah, thank you.
This is